Introducing the Couch Rider Raven Report. Let's go. Ravens, Ravens, Ravens. Couch Rider. Ravens, Ravens, Ravens. We gon' ride out. Ravens, Ravens, Ravens. Couch Rider. Ravens, we gon' ride out.
For some of you Twitter gangsters, this is just a hobby, original sports perspective. You can't stop me. Couch Rider Report, it's reflective. Please respect me. You will get checked, and your knowledge will be tested. I ain't the coldest Raven, but this is my show. Shout out to the Barry White of rap for the beat, though. We here again, folks. Welcome back to the home of original sports perspective from our couch to yours. This is your Couch Rider Raven saying welcome, welcome, welcome. Please hit the like button, hit subscribe, and smack that bell so you know when it's going down. Here we are again. Here we go again. Somebody else got paid, and it wasn't our guy. But that's okay. That is okay. First, I want to say, thanks for coming through. Appreciate y'all. We're going to talk about this in a minute, but I got to give props to the people in the room. Jose was here early, like way early. Cameron don't do that stuff, but Jose was here. He was ready. He was sleeping outside. The studio was like, look, I am going to be here first thing. He said, look, man, I don't know if this means anything, but I'm here first. So shout out to you, man. I appreciate you. Mad love. He had a few other comments. We'll get into that in just a second. Wilbert also is here, and I'm pretty sure he's got some shade. He said, I've been waiting all day. Lamar tears go well to side of fries. I knew he was coming with the shade. Y'all just get ready. Wilbert does bring the shade. He's better than anybody else when it comes to the shade, but it's funny as heck, so I let it roll. And also, he be paying the ducat. So, look, as long as he's doing that, we good. All right, Delicious is in the building. He says, what's up, Couch Rider Raven and Cam? Cameron will probably be coming through in a minute. You know how he does. He's got his acting classes, he's got gym classes, he's got rap classes. He's doing his thing. He's out there, folks. So let's see here. What else we got in the room? Stream Elements is in the room managing, apparently. Nathan, the artist, is here. What's good, man? Doing all of them jersey swaps. We love it. We absolutely love it. Don't do any jersey swaps with Lamar. Appreciate it. And Diaz, like I said, he says, Lamar, let's humble ourselves now. Turn that 32 mil into 320 and OBJ 2024 comeback player of the year. Okay. All right. So yeah, we got some comments here. I appreciate y'all coming through. If you are on Facebook or if you're on Twitter, go ahead and hop over to the YouTube. That way you can get in on these comments and we can see exactly what's going on. Appreciate y'all. And you can also like, comment, and subscribe so you know when the shows are. So in case you didn't see it on the flyer, we have shows at 9:45 Eastern on Mondays and Wednesdays. Try to stay consistent with it. Sometimes, family happens, life happens, but that's the times that we want to do the shows. If I happen to pop on at random, that's just what I do. But I'll make sure I try to keep those shows on a consistent basis. But just me popping up randomly with my phone or something is probably because I had a good thought on what went down. I was thinking about popping up this morning, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to hold mine to this evening. All right, let's get this thing popping. Lisa is in the room. And they says, I could do a Lamar swap for Brooke. Nice. All right, so Lisa says, hey, Jermaine, I'm not in the mood for anyone's drama tonight. I will not tolerate. Lisa about to go off the top rope on y'all, man. Y'all, Wilbur, you got to chill because Lisa will come for your soul. She's just going to snatch your soul just straight up, put it in her purse, and she gone, man. All right. So we're going to get into it in just a second here because I got to give y'all props first. I got to give you all props for those of you who are tuning in, watching a little bit later on because I know a few of y'all actually have the time and y'all are going back and watching the shows. I really appreciate it. It shows in the amount of hits that we're getting. Let's just keep the party going. Let's keep it rocking. So shout out to you. We are at 1,187 subs. We still rocking. Still can't wait to get to 1,200 and keep rolling after that. All right. Then, of course, there's our motivation moment. Before I even do that, my son wanted to definitely say hello. He, like I said, he doesn't get on here during the weekdays because, the summer is coming, so be able to hop on the show, but it's a little late. It's a late night show. It's what we do. We like Jay Leno here. So as far as our motivational moment goes, Patience is bitter, but fruit is sweet. That's Jean-Jacques Rousseau. Patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet. The reason I brought that up there is because we're going to have some patience. Obviously, we need to have patience when it comes to the Baltimore Ravens and it comes to Lamar Jackson in this contract because we've seen other people get paid. We're looking over the fence. We're getting a little envious. We're seeing this guy getting paid over here. We're seeing, okay, Kyler got his bag. Okay, cool. Now, wait a minute. Guys that came after Lamar, well after Lamar, are getting their bag now. And it's not making sense. Make it make sense. And then the contract offer. Oh man, we'll get into that in just a second. But we are going to have some type of patience in order for us to get a deal that Lamar is looking for and for us to lock this guy up long term. It's going to be frustrating. People are going to be yelling. Kids are going to be hollering. Sirens going to be going off. And let me go ahead and grab a legend and put him on the camera for a second because I need to hop off for just 1 second. All right, huh? Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you the legend, Camru. What's good, man?
I wish I was helping Lamar with his contract and be done by now.
Yeah, well, just like dinner. Hey, give me just a second. I need to black out the screen.
Yes, sir. What up, people? I love Lamar. We gotta get some things done. I don't know who's in this corner, but he's losing out on a lot of money. Not even just talking about the contract, endorsement deals and what have you. If he wanted to do that, he could have did it. But I really need somebody in this corner that can help him out.
Cool. All right, I'm back. We had an angry cat situation, so you take care of that. We're good now. All right, so let's see. Let's go back up recent comments. Got to pay some bills here. There's a lot of shade going on in this room. So Lisa. So Wilbert, of course, Wilbert is here. Wilbert is hot. He's in his bag. The kid is asleep. He's like, look, I'm finna throw some shade tonight. He says Lamar thoroughly screwed himself financially. As much as I enjoy talking trash about the Ravens, I wish Lamar made better decisions. I mean, I've seen both sides of this here. I mean, when you look at it from one side of the deal, I don't know if y'all saw my tweet today or whatever. You got Wilbert's perspective. And Wilbert's perspective is Lamar screwed himself by not going after that bag like everybody else thinks he should. Because the money is there. Take the bag, bro. Quit dancing on YouTube or on Instagram and stuff. Go get this bag. You see everybody else going to get it. I mean, right now it's up to $51 million per year. We're up to $179 million guaranteed. That's money in hand versus money in the bush that you're looking at over there. Go get your bag. I can see that perspective. And then on the other side, you got the other side of the fence. That everybody, there's a few other people who are just like, nah, Lamar, hold out for fully guaranteed money. The Players Association is like, yes, Lamar, hold out for that full bag. And they just wanted this guy to get as much money as he can possibly get. And then there's a third perspective. This is kind of where I sit it right here. So as these deals get made, let's just say Lamar had signed, but let's say he signed around the same time that Josh Allen signed it. Mm-hmm. He would have missed out on an extra $32 million. 32, because I'm talking about total over the lifetime of the contract. If he had signed when Allen signed, he would have missed out on $32 million. But, of course, there is if he had signed, let's say if he signed this year, of course, he's going to get a little bit more of the bag. He's going to get the bag that he was expecting to get. But I think he would have missed out on the full, hey, how much you're getting per year. He would have missed out on about $32 million. What are your thoughts there?
I don't think he would have really missed out because Allen's getting ready to re-up again.
So Allen's due for another?
He signed after the third season.
Yeah.
He's already in his third year. He can re-up after this season.
Okay. So he's up for another bag.
So so you a contract behind. That's basically what's happening. So he's not really, he didn't miss nothing. Yeah. And if he wait for Barrow and Herbert, I don't think they're in the rush to sign.
Yeah. Now I think he should probably go ahead and get that 56
Yeah,
mil a year.
they're in the top 10. They're not going. They got another. They're gonna get obviously the 50 options picked up. They don't need to sign this year. So if you're gonna wait for them, then you're gonna wait another year. What up, Delish? You're gonna wait another year, and then you're gonna be where you gonna be at. Like you can't really wait for them.
I mean, 70 mil a year, but I mean, how much are you missing out on
How
year?
But see, this is the thing when it comes, and this is something that I really had to think about too, and listen to everybody obviously, but thinking about everything in a whole. Michael Jordan I'm just using him as an example. Michael Jordan and LeBron have made more money off endorsements than they've had over their contract. I don't know how much Lamar wants to do endorsements. I don't know how, I know he's only done really Oakley and maybe stuff here and there. And I know he wants to focus on, being a great football player. But you lost out between. That's why I said Josh Allen hasn't lost out. He's made since Josh has signed that contract. From now since then, he's made outside of football. He's made $40 million. So now you got to this. This is what I'm saying about either you have somebody, a manager or somebody on the side that's going to help you with your dough to get you, because he's the face. He's the face of the NFL. Everybody loves Lamar. Even people that are not Ravens fans, people come to see the game just to see him.
Look, I was working out in the gym on Saturday, right? Trying to get my guns right, whatever, right?
Brooke.
And it was, Brooks there? Yeah. Let's go. See late. All right. Daryl's here too. I want to say hi to Daryl.
Although he just got a new full body workout system, but
yeah,
that's because he's doing a business.
So anyway, like I was saying, I'm at the gym.
I'm talking about $1 billion companies, $1 million companies that could have been offering other than Oakley. Like, you can't tell me that he couldn't have been in a Nike deal or something like that. Like, it's so many other things he could have been in. He's only done 2 commercials.
Yeah.
Other than Oakley,
he did the VR.
He did the commercial with what's my man name that played for the Cowboys, the running with Ezekiel Elliott well, I can't. I'm losing.
He did that commercial, but he also did the VR. He did the Oakley, and then he's also giving back and trying to help, with the soul food, helping other businesses that are around in Florida and stuff. But I don't think that's like more profit for him. I think he's like giving back.
Yeah, but get those businesses, because that's those are still not $1 million businesses. Those are
the VR one though. The VR one is
the VR.
Yeah.
But how many commercials? That's not even. I haven't seen that.
That's all on Instagram, man. Everything like you see him views and shows stuff. It's gonna pay. It's gonna pay.
I'm sure, but it's still not. You still can't compare VR to Nike and all. Like just even the he did something for not fan.
What was it, FanDuel? It was FanDuel or something like, or DraftKings. I don't know.
Whichever one, DraftKings, whatever one. Kevin Hart. He did something with Kevin Hart was in the commercial, but that's what I'm saying. Like those endorsements, that's how you really make your dough. It's not you doing the contract, and he could have been doing that just while he was trying to get his contract.
Yeah,
and that wasn't done. So my whole reason for bringing that up is the simple fact that you need a soda. That's my whole reason for bringing that up, is the fact that you have to have somebody in your corner that's helping you make dough, not just take your money and tell you, hold off. And if you keep holding, what you holding for? You just holding for one bag? What's better? You getting one bag or you getting 5 bags? I'd rather get 5.
Yeah, there's a point where he needs to. The holdout is goddamn. It's goddamn. To go get the money that's there. It's just go get it. I don't think fully guaranteed contracts is going to be a norm for at least 2 to 3 more years. Maybe on that next contract, they'll be a little bit closer. The gap will then go down as far as the gap of guaranteed money to full lifetime contract money if you've served the whole contract out. It's just not there right now.
But
And I think he needs to accept, like, hey, the Ravens gave him a really substantial, a really significant amount of guaranteed money. If that's true, what's on Twitter? Because right now I'm looking at Twitter. I'm looking at what Schefter said, and all these cats are saying right now. Rappaport about the 200 mil. I'm pretty sure Lamar put a tweet out there saying he wasn't offered 200 mil.
I put a tweet out saying that he wasn't offered 250 fully guaranteed.
Oh, okay. I thought for sure he said he wasn't offered 200 mil.
No,
But okay, so if he was offered the 200 mil, that's still a pretty daggone good deal compared to what's out there, what the market is right now. The Ravens were at market or just a little bit behind the market on the current deal, but they were at market with the previous offer. It was a pretty daggone good offer.
But his offer, actually, if you really think about it, if you go from was guaranteed at signing, he still got offered more than Jalen Hurts did. He got offered 133. Jalen Hurts got, I think, 109 or 110. Well, no, it was I think it was 113. Sorry. Obviously, Jalen Hurts total fully guaranteed is the 179.3, and Lamar's is 200. I mean, at this point in time, you just gotta figure it out.
Mm-hmm. Let's pay some more of these bills here, man. So Daryl says, "What's up, fellas? Hope y'all doing good." Yes, he does need an agent, really bad. He's a big time player and has big time talent. We should be seeing his face a lot more with endorsement deals. Okay, that's cool and all, but let's get the main thing done. Like, I think right now Lamar has so many distractions, and I'm not saying, like, he's not focused on getting the deal done, but yeah, he is out there doing all these endorsement deals or helping other people out in Florida. I'm not saying don't help nobody, Lamar. I'm just saying go get your back, take care of your future with this team, and then of course take care of these people in Florida. We appreciate that, but take care of yourself, bro. Go get your bag. You see these other quarterbacks out there. I put it on my Twitter today. I said, hey, look, there's an NFLPA, but let's just get down to the nuts and bolts of it. The NFLPA really consists of its players, not these three guys over here in your ear saying go get guaranteed money. It consists of its players, and its primetime quarterbacks that are getting paid right now are saying by their actions that, hey, Deshaun Watson's deal is not the norm. That is the one that's the one outlier. We gonna go get this bag. They don't went and got bags of up to $179 million guaranteed. It's time for Lamar to go get that bag and be in line with those other quarterbacks and not be this outlier that's causing a problem. Anyway, what you got, bro?
You just need to cut the crap. I mean, in that everything that you're saying is pretty much in line with Dow. I mean, the fact that the whole thing comes down to this: you got an agent, you can do all that.
This man said Pokemon fun. Cameron got paid before Lamar. Yes, he did. Cameron got the bag. Cameron go up and accept this bag. He'll probably come out of here from bedtime to come accept the bag from Wilbur. All right, so we go down here. We're going to pay some more. D says that if the Orioles extend Ali Rutschman without the level of fuss that we have with Lamar, people will start to like Adley more, especially if the O's continue to play well. Hope Lamar signs soon. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I ain't got no faith in them O's. That's just me. I'm sorry. I ain't that crazy about baseball, but every time I go peeking, I even take the slightest peek on the O's, they on a struggle bus for real. All right. Lisa says LJ is 26. He needs an offer that'll make him happy. I mean, we get that, but there's happy, and there's also like, hey, you're telling us as an organization, or whatever. If I was Eric DeCosta, you want me to go sign Nuke. If you want me to go for Nuke, I can't sit here and put another dude on a whole bunch of void years. I can't, because we did 4 void years with Odell Beckham just to give him $15 to $18 million.
I'm listening. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Just to give him $15 to $18 million, we got 4 years of void. To sign Nuke, to trade for Nuke, it's going to cost picks. And on top of that, it's going to cost the bag. And that bag right now is not looking pretty for the Ravens, because we're probably sitting at about $3 million in cap space, because we just gave Odell a bag. Put void years on it. They try to spread them out nice, and it just did. Of course, it looks nice for Odell right now for this first year, which is why he's over there hanging out in the Lamborghini, just clowning around, dancing, smiling, doing all the craziness, which we're looking forward to during the season because we're like, hey, this is going to be a Mark Ingram type 2.0 type of swag going on, type of fun going on in the locker room. He's going to bring that energy up, which is great. But let's be real. You can't sign him and Nuke to both of those deals and have all those void deals built into the contract. Lamar needs to sign the deal now because the Ravens have met him part of the way. They got a contract offer that is legit, it is reasonable, and they got him a superstar, and they can get him the next one if there's money to maneuver the cap with.
Guns and butter.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you got the good plate.
Guns and butter.
Mm-hmm. Who's sponsoring tonight's meal? What's going on? Okay, hold on, I'm gonna cut the come over.
This meal is half of this meal is sponsored by my clients.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, guns and butter, lamb chops, white rice, and some salad. Oh God, I'm about to lose my food.
Mm.
Guns and
And of
butter.
course, the Ravens don't like players causing problems. I get this.
No,
Here's the thing.
No,
It's not necessarily causing problems, but it is for the cap. For the cap. Like if the Ravens need to sign back a few players, if the Ravens want to have a little bit more maneuverability before the draft to make sure all the pieces are available so they can go best player available,
guns
then
and
yes, Lamar needs to sign that deal, so it causes a slight problem there.
guns and butter.
But it's not like he out here doing dumb stuff like like a Pac-Man Jones or something like that. This man is just out here. It's just he's been a little hard behind a number that he ideals, or he says, hey, this is my ideal number that I'll go ahead and sign with.
Will want a T-shirt, yo.
He wants a T-shirt. Who wants a T-shirt?
T-shirt.
Oh, where can you get Cam's shirt? I'm gonna have to stop playing around and get that shirt. Sorry, not get the shirt, but I'm gonna have to make sure it's readily available for you guys to order. And I think I'll do that tonight before I head to bed. I'll make sure that there is a store built on the YouTube channel that you can purchase
Nice.
the actual shirt for, because I have a shirt for me, I have a shirt for Cam, and I think I have an extra shirt for me or whatever excuse me, I got a hoodie. I got a hoodie for me. So we'll make sure we have those on sale. So if y'all like those, we'll keep knocking them out. We'll keep coming up with different designs. I think I might take this design here and then come up with a different Couch Rider Raven on there as well.
As long as it ain't falling off the couch, yo.
You know what? I think I might do that one too.
Oh.
We'll do one with the Raven falling off the couch as well. It says like "Thanks for the love" or something.
I don't need y'all up here watching me eat like a myth. I don't care. I'm acting up. I don't care.
All right. Adi says, between Darius Slay, heavily implying that Hopkins and Hurts getting further away from the Watson and fully guaranteed money, does Lamar have a bigger urgency? Bengals and Chargers aren't big spenders. The Bengals, I can't really judge them as far as how they're going to spend on Joe Burrow. I know that they're going to need to spend on Joe Burrow. And by the time his contract comes through, I'm going to be honest with you, that dude's going to be in 60+ mil per year. That's what he's going to be. And he's going to be the guy that's sitting at 210 million guaranteed. I mean, let's just call it what it is, because that's what it's escalating to at this particular point. Lamar's going to drag it to a certain point, because I think Lamar still is going to sign before Burrow, but it's going to be like, I'd say 205 guaranteed, 205 fully guaranteed, and maybe like 130, 140 or something like that at signing. But the full guaranteed bag is going to be the 205. Now, as far as the amount per year, I'm thinking like, the number would be 56 mil per year. I'm thinking that's probably where it's going to be. They're going to have to sweeten the deal to get this thing done faster, and pushing it closer to 60 mil may push it to get done. All right. So Jose says, Cam hit that halal food on New York Avenue by Hudson Catholic. Hey, y'all talking about places I don't know about, but I want to go visit now.
Chill out, yo.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. And they say he can design the shirt. I got some YouTube skills, man. I mean, it's not YouTube. I got some Photoshop skills, so I can design them. I can design the shirts. But yeah, I mean, you having fun with it too? That'd be awesome. All right, so he's like, think we're getting Sutton. I think that was a possibility before Odell, and I don't know if that's still a possibility. What do you think?
No, they put pause. Denver backed up the deal.
Okay. Why do you think they backed up?
That's a good question.
I thought he wanted Judy better anyway. I thought for sure Judy was the guy that they really wanted.
I mean, I'm sure, but it would have been cheaper. It would have been a lot cheaper.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't really shine over there, but I think he could probably do better with Lamar. I think they might have better chemistry.
Yeah, it was boy.
Mm-hmm. All right, Delicious says, I'm curious to see Burrow's deal. How are they going to pay him, Chase, and Higgins? I hope this breaks up the band for them. The thing about, so I'm going to make a concession to the last couple of years of what I was saying about the cap. Now, y'all listen, hear me when I say this. The cap is cap. I'll just go ahead and say it. There are portions of the cap that can be maneuvered in a way to make it look like the current number that is in the cap. So as long as you have, let's say you have 4 or 5 million. If you have enough to pay your draft class, and if you have 4 or 5 million after that, you can sign players with so much void in there, as we saw with the Odell Beckham deal. So many void years within that you can maneuver it around to make it whatever number you want. So there is you're going to pay later. You sign now, you pay later. It's still a credit card deal, but as long as as long as you have positive money there, the ability to sign players is still there for big time money because of the amount they're going to put on that first year.
I don't think T. Higgins staying.
Yeah. So yeah, of course, when it comes to signing multi-million-dollar contracts and getting the big players, somebody's gonna take a hit. Somebody's gonna take a hit. And honestly, I mean, T. Higgins is gonna be that person that they're gonna get supplemental draft picks for, or maybe good trade bait. Because right now his value is really high up. Why not go get the trade bait? You know who you want, or you know who you really have there already. You got Jamar. Jamar, one of the best in the league. And as long as he stays away from that crazy, baby mama of his, where like that keeps his distance, he gonna be all right. He gonna be just fine. But you trade him, you go get the picks, and then you go get somebody on a cheaper deal. You can go get a Jordan Addison or something along those lines. They can still come in and make the Bengals stronger. I don't want to make the Bengals stronger, but I'm just saying if I was general manager, those are the things that I would do to make them stronger. All right, so let's see. Lisa, actually, she says, would 275 million make LJ happy? I think, yeah, it'd make him very happy. Of course, he wants to know how much of that is guaranteed. If you mention 230, he's just like, all right, sign me up now, which is kind of an unrealistic number right now. They still don't want to go, the general managers and owners of the league, they don't want to go in that direction of leaning towards that much guaranteed money on a deal, on one deal. They don't want to go with 100% guaranteed.
I don't think, yeah, I'm sorry, I don't think it's about the amount of 200. I don't think it's the matter as far as 200 and something for the years. I think it's all about the guarantee for him, which makes sense to a degree. But remember, he was offered 250 million for 5 years. That's what they claimed. That was said 250 million for 5 years.
Yeah.
Full guarantees over everything total was 200.
Mm-hmm.
Even Sarah Ellison, that's what she even tweeted out. So comparing Jalen Hurts' deal to his, to show that Lamar did get a pretty good offer.
Yeah, so it's like, what does he want? I feel like this is the movie The Notebook. I'm ashamed of when watched at the movie theater, whatever. Did a little crying. It's fine, but he kept asking the girl, "What do you want? What do you want, Lamar? What do you want?" Mm-hmm. And she just, I don't know. I don't know. And she just didn't know. It's just like asking your girl, like, "Hey, what do you want for dinner?" I tell my wife, "Hey, what do you want for dinner?" or whatever. And she's just like, "Yo, whatever you want." Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden I say Popeyes. I don't like Popeyes. Okay, let's go Taco Bell. I don't like Taco Bell. What do you want? Lamar, tell us. You said you was going to be transparent on your Twitter. People are putting out this noise right now. We need to know, what do you want?
You need to be signing now.
Yes. Sign the deal. I told you, if y'all see Lamar in the grocery store, if you see him down there at the U8, yet seafood or whatever, you see him walking the streets of bar, drag him to the bank or to the castle. We need to get this done. Lock him in the room. Anyway, keep rolling. So D-Hop said he would rework his contract to come here. Now, think about reworking after you just saw Odell get that money. So right now, if we traded for D-Hop, $19.5 million is what we would have to pay him for this year. He says he would rework the deal, but will he work for less than what Odell is getting paid? I don't think so.
Everybody went out of Arizona right about now.
Yeah, because right now I'm pretty sure that Nuke is looking at that bag that Odell Beckham got and said, "Yeah, it's right there. Supersize me. I need that." He said Burrow didn't. Jose says Burrow did say he wanted a team-friendly deal to keep his players together. Okay. I'm pretty sure you're going to get a pretty nice bag. We already know that's happening. All right, so I think Higgins is going to want wide receiver. One money, that's a fact. There's so many teams out there that need wide receivers, and I actually show that. I'll see that in the needs. I'll show that in a minute here when we do our little mock draft. I show you what I got for my first mock draft. We'll talk about that. All right, Jose says, delicious. I don't know, bro. What about Chase? He puts up crazy numbers. I mean, Higgins wants wide receiver, don't want money. Go ahead, bro.
Chase only going into his third year, so he got time.
Mm-hmm.
But T. Higgins went over 1,000 yards twice already.
Yeah.
He Pro Bowler twice, so he want to get paid now.
Yeah, I just don't think they're gonna keep both. Higgins gonna get wide receiver number one money. It's just not gonna be in Cincinnati. He gonna get traded, and then he gonna get his bag. And wherever he gets traded, it's probably gonna be trash because that's where the teams they usually have the bag are.
I could see him getting traded to the Giants.
Okay.
They need a receiver. If I was them, I'd be calling give me. I would give him a number one for T.
Yeah, hang on right quick.
Huh? I'll give them a number one for T. Higgins. Can't go wrong with that.
Feel you.
My number one this year for T. Higgins.
Mm-hmm. I mean, why not? Because all these other guys, it's rolling the dice, baby. Yep. You're rolling the dice. You're not sure what you're getting out of. Honestly, we looking at the tape. We like the tape. We think it's phenomenal what we see right now. We think the reviews are great on these wide receivers. But how many times have we went into a first round of a draft and seen, hey, okay, this guy's okay, or they are a meh, or maybe it's a bust. How many Rashad Perrimans are in this draft?
Tell you right now, bro. I only like Jordan Addison and Zay Flowers. I don't like Quentin. He giving me Rashad Perriman vibes. Where's Brooklyn? I need him.
So I think when it comes to
Perriman vibes, yo.
Quentin, I think I'm with you. Somebody made a comment on Twitter and they said he catches with his body a little bit too much. So I was like, all right, let me go back and watch. I was like, because this guy's making a comment, he was cursing a lot, but I was like, in between all this is some common sense. And I was like, all right, let me see what he's saying here. He's saying that Quentin Johnston catches with his body too much. So I went and watched the tape, watched a few games, and there was body catches after body catches after body catches, and he's not catching with his hands fully. No diamonds. Just a lot of breadbasket pulling in. I thought it was like, okay, he's going to be doing it because he's bracing for big hits. But no, this was like he'd have the coverage burned, and instead of actually catching it out in front of him like this, he would speed up to turn around to bring it into his body.
He doesn't high point the ball that well. Every time I see him go up for the ball, he gives me those vibes.
I know he didn't bring this dude up. Okay, so anyway, so Chris Johnson gives me Rashad Perriman, Kelvin Benjamin vibes for no reason. And then he says, Miles Boykin vibes for me. I'm hot and cold on Johnson. I'm not a fan of Johnson. I'm sorry, y'all. There are other players out there in this draft that I would be a bigger fan of than Johnson. And I'll be honest with you, I'm still stuck on Parker Washington.
Yeah.
I still think Parker Washington is going to be that guy that's going to show up and show out big. Josh Downs is another one. I think he is going to show up and show out big. Tank Dell.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be one of those ones that's
I'm just saying, as far as first round worthy.
Yeah.
I don't. No, if we go first round, I'm good without him. Like I like Quentin. I thought his yards after the catch was good. He ain't got a lot of wiggle.
Yeah.
Flowers the one that really got all the wiggle. Like he leave you where you standing. Like Flowers.
And like Flowers, I like the guy.
Flowers is like that for real.
Yeah. I mean, and we talking about it right now, so I might as well go ahead and show y'all what I got. All right. So for the first round,
go ahead. You got it.
First round. I got a couple of the picks here. I got them sitting right. Let me just set this up so I don't have to keep going screen to screen. Like 2 seconds here. All right, y'all can still see me there. Okay, you still on the screen? You still on the screen, Cam? Where'd you go? Okay, he went to go put his plate up and wash the dishes. So while he's washing the dishes, we're gonna get into the first round, the very first overall pick. We see the needs. Carolina, the needs are quarterback, cornerback, and tight end. They traded with Chicago to get this pick. They gave a buttload of picks up. Of course, they're going with Bryce Young out of Alabama. So, congratulations to Bryce Young, quarterback out of Alabama. This is going to be Carolina's star for years to come. Hopefully they can put the pieces around this guy to make big things happen. I mean, you see, if you're on the biggest, we're one of the biggest stages, biggest teams in the NFL, Alabama. I had a lot of picks this year. Out of the first round, I got 1, 2, 3, 4 players coming out of Alabama. And I mean, that's just the norm. If you go play for Saban, his system is right. It's going to get you right. It's going to get you picked in the first round. So congratulations to Bryce Young, first overall pick of the 2023 NFL draft, which I'll be attending live, at least for the second round, which we have no pick in. But I wanted to bring my son down there anyway. So the next selection for the Houston Texans. Here we go. So Houston had the needs of course, quarterback. I do not have any faith in their current quarterback. I don't care what they say about this guy. I'm not a big fan. So, of course, who's next on the board? We got to go over to the Ohio State University because their needs were quarterback, defensive line, and offensive line. We're going to go with C.J. Stroud. This is another big player on a big stage who's had the opportunity to do his thing. Very excited for the Houston Texans and their future with another signal caller, and hopefully, he doesn't follow the path of any other mobile quarterbacks who happen to be messing around with massage tables and stuff like that. No, it's not. That's not shade. That's not shade. All right, so we're gonna keep rolling, and I'm gonna go into Arizona. Arizona. Whew, I mean, this guy should have been first overall, but based on the needs of these teams, it's very hard to pass up a quarterback who can change your franchise. But when you have an outside linebacker like this, he should have been the first off the board. Had it been anyone else, this particular pass rusher would have been number one. And y'all know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Will Anderson, Alabama. This guy is nasty. He can bring it. I mean, excuse me, Will Anderson Jr. out of Auburn. I don't know why I said Alabama. Sorry. 6'4", 243 pounds. Love the guy. True freshman baller. Just continues to shine all over the tape. Definitely excited about what he's going to bring to the table for Arizona if they can ever get their offense together and figure out what they're going to do with Nuke when they go ahead and trade him out. Because, I mean, the needs are going to be evident that they're going to need a wide receiver after that because Hollywood Brown is not it. Come on. All right, so we're going to pay some bills after we don't got these three here in. So let's see. Daryl Turner says, Bryce Young, as much as I love C.J. Stroud, you got to go with Bryce number one for sure. Okay. Jose says, I don't think we see the first wide receiver taken off until number 10, so we might have time for a good wide receiver. I fully agree. I think that there will not be a wide receiver going off the board, according to my picks. What was that? Number. Actually, I got to go on it. I got to go on a little bit further down than 10. All right, next series is I don't. I agree, Jose. I don't see a wide receiver taken until maybe the Packers. I think they are 15. D says Will Levis looks like he's Jim Irsay's nephew. I think he's the kid, the Colts pick at 4. All right, so at 4 we got prediction of Will Levis. You're absolutely correct because Will Levis is the number 4th overall pick. I mean, he came out on his pro day with the deltoids just banging, popping out passes like lasers. I mean, he was probably breaking receivers' hands. They probably had to go put him on ice after that because he was throwing those darts like that. One heck of an arm. I like Will Levis. I think he's going to help somebody as far as being that signal caller for the future for the Colts. I'm not saying next Andrew Luck, but I am saying, hey, look out. Will Levis is coming, and he might be better than any quarterback in this class next year. We might be talking about Will Levis was the guy that probably should have went first. Not sure. We never know. Potential means, hey, they can do a lot of stuff, or they may be able to do a lot of stuff. But have they done anything yet? I don't think so.
Okay. What was your draft? I'm sorry, I missed it.
All right, so 5 we see first was Bryce Young, second CJ Stroud, third Will Anderson.
You doing the whole draft? Hold on.
Yeah, I'm getting down there. I'm getting through it quickly. So 4th is another Will Levis. Next, of course, Seattle have that creativity, got that freedom now that they locked up their quarterback to be able to do things they want to do. I mean, even wide receiver is supposed to be a need for them, which I don't really see how wide receiver is a need for them because they got DK and they got my cousin over there, Tyler Lockett, still doing his thing. But obviously, like I said, they got freedom to be able to do a couple of things in the draft. And one of those things they do need is edge. Another one is defensive line. And another one is wide receiver. So when it comes to the Seattle Seahawks, they're just going to have to go for it. They got to go to Georgia. They got to get Jalen Carter. Dude's a beast. We thought for sure he was going to, with all the issues he was having off the field, he wasn't going to be in the first round. But look, sometimes, things happen off the field and they're out of your control, but you control what you can control. And this guy is 6'3", 310 pounds, control what he can control for the University of Georgia. Congratulations, you a Seahawk. Hopefully they can bring back the Legion of Boom. Next, we have Detroit. This is a team who won 8 out of the last 10 games. They know who their signal caller is. I don't care how many times you see different jersey swaps of Lamar in a Detroit Lions uniform. They know Jared Goff's their guy. They got him for cheap. They got him for a steal, and they got draft picks on top of that. So you're going to see Detroit more than once in this first round. You're going to see them at pick number 6, and you're also going to see them at pick number 18. And Detroit had needs of defensive back because they just gave one of their defensive backs to ATL. ATL, shout it. And then defensive line and then linebacker. So with the 6th overall pick of the 2023 NFL draft, they're going to Penn State. They're going to Penn State, and they're picking up a defensive end named Tyree Wilson. What are your thoughts there? Tyree Wilson. So y'all probably going to have some type of disgruntledness, but I was trying to go with best player available.
Hold on, G. Mm-hmm. Hold on, G.
What do you got?
They done passed the Witherspoon. You get Tyree Wilson?
I'm getting there.
Hold on, man. Where is that? Tyree Wilson ain't even he ain't in the top 20, is he?
According to this, I pulled a top 50 players. This is DJ, right? There was a report of top 50 players, and he happened to be. This was an earlier one, so obviously it's they have
get the slap
probably pre-combine.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Get the slaps ready. Continue. This one.
So here, like I said, this is 1.0. This is 1.0. It might be more after this. All right, so here we go. So Tyree Wilson to Detroit. This solidifies the defensive line. It helps them out significantly. Puts that D together, and they can build around Jared Goff with more weapons on the offense if they need to. Let's keep rolling. Moving down to Las Vegas. Vegas is crazy, y'all. I just want to let y'all know them people they are insane out there. We are at pick number 7. Las Vegas Raiders. We know there's significant needs. I don't care if they did get Jimmy Garoppolo. They still need a quarterback. They still need an offensive line to protect that quarterback. And they need defensive line. So let's call it what it is. Get that protection. We go to Georgia. We get one of the best linemen in the draft, probably the top lineman in the draft, Broderick Jones out of Georgia. Texas Tech is where Tyrese Wilson is. I'm not sure why I put Penn. I must have been doing this to put it together while I was asleep. So excuse me.
I was like, who is this doing?
I'm tripping. I am totally tripping today. All right. So yeah, maybe I did this a little bit too late at night. Got done with the assignments, and but yeah, I'll trying to keep the schools right. I'm gonna try to look at them before I announce it. Anywho, going to ATL. So we're back in ATL. And Atlanta has edge, wide receiver, and cornerback for needs. I doubt cornerback is one of the big needs now because they did make a trade to pick a nice corner from the Detroit Lions. What do you think is going here, man?
For Atlanta?
Yeah.
You need an edge rusher. If you want, they're trying to beef up that defense.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot more violent than what it is. They definitely going edge.
Who's their current quarterback right now?
Quarterback?
Yeah, who's that guy?
Desmond Ridder. He did well last year.
You think they believe in him?
Mm-hmm.
They believe in him? Well, I don't, dang it. I'm pulling the trigger right now. We saying we going AR-15.
You think he better than Desmond Ridder?
I think it's going to be one heck of a competition. He's a one-year player with a lot of upside.
Yeah.
Developmental, possibly. I don't know. I keep hearing the word developmental. Put this guy in there and see if he'll swim. Whatever he does not make up for in the arm, he's going to have that leg talent. It's going to be a fun watch.
You're gonna sink like Mr. Trubisky. We put it out there that early.
Yeah.
That's what happened to Trubisky.
Let's say Atlanta gets their guy. Atlanta gets their guy right now. Right now, we got all 4 of those top quarterbacks going off the board. We got Bryce Young to Carolina. We got C.J. Stroud to Houston. We got Will Levis over here changing the culture in Indianapolis. And ATL has their next coming of Michael Vick, or at least a softer diet version or whatever, with Anthony Richardson.
Sorry, cut you off. Let me follow. Who'd you pick? What's the draft order? What you got? Just name the names.
Oh, then the names. What are you talking about?
Who you pick?
For who's next?
Yeah, no, the ones that you just went through.
Okay, so yeah, we got Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, Will Anderson.
I'm gonna clip on with the database. You got Bryce Young. Hold on.
Yep.
No trades. Bryce Young.
Okay. C.J. Stroud.
Will
Anderson.
Okay.
Will Levis. Yep. Jalen Carter.
Okay.
Tyree Wilson.
Okay.
Make sure I get that there.
AR-15.
Nope. Roderick Jones.
That's what you said? Yep. Hold on. Who?
Jones out of Georgia, offensive tackle. Let me make sure I get that right. I'm screwing stuff up.
Oh, he's deep in the league. He's not in the top. Oh.
You ain't got Jones at the top?
I got it. The top offensive tackle is DeJuan Jones is 41. I didn't see no Broderick Jones.
I got Broderick Jones here. It says 6'4", 310 pounds, kind of sliding up the charts.
Daniel Wright, Tennessee. Roger Jones, okay, number 17. I pissed up. He's 17 in the top.
Yeah, I'm looking at a different chart there. All right, so let's anyway, Broderick Jones, AR-15 is next. And then we on the board. We got Chicago on the board. So I did go offensive tackle for them because they were putting all types of weapons around Justin Fields already. So I decided to go offensive tackle with Peter Skoronski. And so offensive line for them, Chicago is going to be one of those teams that, I'll be honest, they look like they can be the top team in the NFC North next year.
In the NFC North? You think they're going to be better than Detroit?
Yep. I think that they're going to be better than Detroit because Justin Fields he's a full-on show. You've seen it last year. He was doing very well, and they rewarded him by putting him all those weapons around him.
Okay.
All right. So then there's Philly. Philly's on the clock. I mean, this is the team that really looked great, that could have won the Super Bowl. And they're coming back, and they are putting together a squad. And what do? They go back and they solidify the line.
Offensive line or defensive line?
Defensive line.
Mm-hmm.
And with the offensive line, when Jalen Hurts gonna do his thing, he gonna do his thing. And I think if you go after more late round athletic guards and tackles for him, I think the better. And having those statues are not going to help Jalen because he's a mobile quarterback who's going to continue to reestablish the pocket behind the line of scrimmage, make those throws downfield. And those linemen, you get the big old fat boys that ain't athletic, you're gonna be tired. They're gonna be tired. Anyway, so Philly's going after defensive tackle Kalijah Kancey. I had him on this particular board as
Let's go.
Kalijah Kancey was number 14th overall on this particular board, but
what school?
Looks like Pitt.
Okay. What are you talking about? I'm looking for him though.
Yeah.
We're missing him.
I'm still going up. Okay, so I got him as in this book. It's saying number 5. Kalijah Kancey, Pittsburgh, 6 foot even, 275 pounds. So I don't think he's going to be big enough to be a defensive tackle at the next level. I think he's going to be more of a defensive end because of that size. He's undersized, and he's only 275 pounds. The guy going to need to eat a lot and grow a lot this next year, which I don't think that's happening. So,
he's about the same size. What's the name was when he came up?
Who that?
What's the name that plays for the Rams?
Oh, Donald?
They were the same size coming out.
Okay.
Same size.
I mean, of course, same size and in talent levels, he might have to slide over. All right, so let's move forward. This is where it happens, folks. The first wide receiver goes off the board. Who do you think it's going to be? Oh, Big Reg is here.
JSN.
Yeah. Okay.
JSN.
All right, first pick. You were right. First wide receiver going off the board to Tennessee is JSN. I mean, you got to think about it. They don't went through some stuff. They lost A.J. Brown. They lost A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown goes to a Super Bowl. They thought they for sure they were getting a dog with Robert Woods, and it wasn't the version of Robert Woods everybody thought he was going to be. I mean, Tennessee needs the wide receiver help for sure. So this guy here, Jackson Smith-Njigba, out of Ohio. I'm tripping tonight. Yeah, Ohio State. I mean, I wanted him to be a Raven, no doubt. I really did, but I had to be realistic with how this draft was rolling out with best player available, and Tennessee is going to get that guy. So, of course, we roll back into Houston. Houston's on the clock. They got their quarterback. They want to provide their quarterback some protection, and they can do that by going back to the same school. We're going back to back with Ohio State. Make sure I got that right.
Paris.
Announce the name. Who do you think we're going at? Who are we going with?
Paris Johnson. He's
all right. Paris Johnson, Ohio State, 6'6", 315 pounds. Woo! I think he's going to be well protected. All right. So next is New York Giants. Excuse me, the New York Jets. New York Jets are going offensive tackle. We got a runner on offensive tackle. Who we going with?
You think they're going offensive tackle?
Yep.
Well, the best offensive tackle on the board would be old boy from Tennessee, Darren Wright.
Absolutely right. Darnell Wright. Tennessee, 6'6", 335 pounds. He's going to be a mountain to move.
Well, they need look, they're going to have to move Becker out of there.
So he's a 5-star recruit going into college.
Sure.
All right, so let's see. We got New England is on the clock now. And New England, I just like Belichick. He likes his defensive players in the first round. I know that when it comes to offensive players, he's not as great at selecting offensive dogs, but he is really good at peeking over Ozzie Newsome's shoulder most of the time and saying, "Oh, did you want that? I'll snatch that guy. Thanks very much." Because I think we wanted Hightower back in the day. I really do.
Mm.
But he's going back to the well again, where he's really good at selecting players. And this time, I think he decided to select a linebacker. Who do you think I selected?
A linebacker?
Mm-hmm.
If you're going edge, I would think it would be Nolan Smith.
There you go.
I
You
mean,
got that pretty well. Yep, Nolan Smith, man.
I couldn't, even though they got Miles Murphy and Van Ness higher than him. But Van Ness is actually a tweener because he played the 3 technique and the 5. Nolan can play off-ball linebacker and he can play outside linebacker. So he fits Belichick type scheme because he interchangeable parts. I could definitely see that happening. I can also see them going corner too, especially after losing McCarty
Okay.
to retirement. Even though he played safety, but when they drafted him, he was a corner. So,
I mean, of course, the best safety in the draft is still sitting there available too. I don't think they go safety that high though, but I mean, I could see them going corner, and yeah, I mean, the best safety, I was saying the best corner in the draft is still available as well.
Yep, both of them.
Yep.
1A, 1B, or whoever you want, Witherspoon or Gonzalez. But go ahead, you on the track. Let's go, sir.
Yeah. So they picked Nolan Smith out of Georgia. Next, Green Bay.
Green Bay.
All right. So here are their needs. I mean, eventually quarterback is going to be a need, but of course, quarterback is not really an option right now at this particular pick. Yeah, they're going best player available.
Right.
Based on their needs, we're talking corner, safety, tight end, and edge, or some of the needs that Green Bay has. So, of course, if you got corner as a need, who we going with?
Corner?
Yep.
Going with Green Bay with that type of style. They're going corner. Green Bay need a corner?
That's what it's according to the needs list. That's what they got.
That's a surprise that they need a corner with they got 2 good corners. I mean, they don't really like big corners. So I would say Witherspoon over Gonzalez. I'm just looking at the type of corners that they normally keep. Witherspoon kind of fits their critique as far as like corners. We like big corners. There's not that many. It's only certain teams that really like big corners like we do. Like Seattle likes big corners. We like big corners. I think the Rams kind of like big corners.
So they're starting corners right now: Jair Alexander, and you got Rasul Douglas.
Well, yeah, but that's the end of the year. But Stokely was the one from Georgia. He was actually it's Stokes, not Stokely. Stokes was the other starting corner other than Douglas, but he had got hurt.
Yeah, Eric Stokes. Yeah,
he was supposed to be the starter. He had got injured.
I mean, if that's if they're saying,
and this is only his third, he'll be coming into his 3rd year.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. He was his rookie year. He was shutting stuff down. He was doing well.
Okay.
Well, that's all I'm saying. Like,
so you believe there's another need there versus?
I mean, this is your mock draft, bro.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. So like, I went with Joey Porter.
Okay, so you went. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I went Porter. I had to go to Porter on that one because I was just like, all right, top guy still on the board. If this GM has any kind of sense to see to get an opportunity to get, you have a need and you have best player available, and the 2 match up, might as well go ahead and get that best player available and have 1A, 1B type of corner situation going on when you Jair Alexander.
So,
all right, so let's keep the party going.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, what you got?
I got a discrepancy.
You got what?
So I got a question.
Okay.
So you pick. You think Joey Porter is better than Gonzalez and Witherspoon? Witherspoon is actually right now ranked the #1 corner.
Now, when we did our rankings, yeah, I did have. Actually, I did have. We had Witherspoon and I had one other person that I liked. I do like Witherspoon better, but just based off of like I said, this top 100, I was just going off of what was there, best player available according to this listing, and I put Joey Porter in that spot there.
So
But
Joey,
right behind him,
okay.
the
So
very next pick, I got Christian Gonzalez going to Washington.
I must have did something wrong.
Anyway, let's see what these guys are saying here. They got some comments here. So Jose is saying Nolan Smith played with N'Kobe Dean last year, and they wrecked a shop. Huh?
I didn't mean to say you when I think my phone picked up your voice because it already picked Gonzalez for me. Go ahead, continue.
Okay. So yeah, it's like so. You got Jose is saying that Smith played with Dean last year and they wrecked shop, and he said New England is also in a slight rebuild, which I can agree with that. The Big Reg is saying Hendon Hooker. Why? I mean, a little bit later on, like maybe second round, I'm thinking Hendon Hooker's going to slide to somebody.
I think he's gonna go in the first round.
To who?
I believe it, huh?
To who?
I mean, if I was Seattle, I'd grab him because let him sit a year. He don't have to rush back.
First round after you just put your money behind the guy that you really like. Do you want to create that type of controversy for him?
But look how old he is. He didn't put that much money behind him. He got the same amount of money that he got. We're good enough for the water to ride.
Yeah.
The same amount of money that Daniel Jones got. He's that, Geno Smith got, I want to say 2 more years, 2 more good years in him. He's not young. It's not like he's a young quarterback.
Yeah.
Go ahead and build for the future. And the Hooker is built like Geno. He got an arm like Geno, if not better. And he's when he's healthy, he's twice as mobile as Geno is. Not saying Geno's not mobile, but he's twice as mobile as Geno is. So that's what I'm saying. Like Hendon Hooker, arguably, he's still in the top 5. Everybody, all the analysts have said it. He's still in the top 5 as far as QBs is concerned. If he was healthy, he would have probably been one of the top 3.
Okay.
He is that good. He was that good at Virginia Tech before he even transferred. So I don't think that you lose out on when you get a quarterback that you can put the 5th-year option on and just let him sit for the year so he can. You're not picking him up. You're not picking him too early, so you ain't got to put that much money in. As far as the top 10 money in him, and you can get him later.
Yeah, I mean it is there. Seattle's second pick now.
Reg.
All right, would be one of Seattle's second picks at 20 because I think they got 5 and then they got 20. So maybe that's something they could come up with and pick them up, pick up Hendon Hooker.
Only reason I disagree with you, Reg, as far as like Hooker's going at Tampa because they pick at 19 unless they're going to trade back a little bit. I mean, once you get into 20, those brackets change, right? So, and then on top of that, I really think they trying to see what they got in the old boy that was sitting there for the past 2 years from Florida. Like he was a 2nd round pick, so you got him, you got Baker Mayfield. So I think that's going to be the fight. Like you pick. I really think Seattle going to try to get Hendon Hooker. To be honest with you, this is how I see it. But hey, anything can happen. But go ahead. What'd you say?
All right, so we are at number 16. So we said Christian Gonzalez goes to Washington. They had needs of corner, offensive line, and linebacker according to the needs list. So they went with Christian Gonzalez. I don't see anything wrong with that pick. It helps bolster their defense. Looking pretty good there. Next was Pittsburgh was on the clock. So Pittsburgh had needs of offensive line, corner, and defensive line. So I decided to go defensive end. And where do you think I went there?
Defensive end for them?
Yeah.
Miles Murphy. He's the only he's the top edge rusher right now on this list. If you want to go, or you talking about like the 5 technique behind
Yeah, I'd say a 5.
Well, huh?
I'd say a 5. I went to Iowa.
Van,
Van Ness.
that's
Yeah. And so here, the review on Van Ness is like he's got an incredibly high ceiling, will likely get better with more playing time. He's still raw, improving throughout the season. Asks to play down after down. It's not gonna. It's hard not to love the player, and he's relentless in his drive and work ethic. So Pittsburgh, of course, they like their blue collar hard workers as well. Just like Baltimore, I feel like there's a kind of a carbon copy when it comes to that type of defense that they like to play and we like to play. He's the second best pass rusher on a team, and I think that he can still develop to be that better, finite player that people are looking for in the draft.
if this happens, I kind of would be happy, but I wouldn't be happy, but because I like Van Ness, but if Witherspoon is still sitting on the clock at pick 12, if we don't do something to give, there's no reason. He's the number one corner. There's no way that if he's still sitting there. Oh man, we got to do something.
Well, I think when you got these two picks sitting in front of him, that's definitely an issue. But I think when it comes to the next two picks are, well, Witherspoon is coming within those two picks.
Yeah, but Joey, I'm just saying that's why because when you say Joey Porter went off the board before Witherspoon, I get it, but he's definitely not better than Witherspoon. He's not a technique. He can run. Witherspoon's faster than him. He can run with anybody. He hit just like Porter does, but his technique is flawless. I mean, he's really that good. He honestly, my comp for him, he reminds me of Darrell Reeves. Like that's the way he plays ball.
Okay, that's a heck of a comp.
Nah, I'm being honest because he built the same way. Like, but he's fast. He's probably a little faster. Because Reeves will come up and smack you, but that great technique. Like it's
one thing I think I saw about Witherspoon is like he was light. He's like underweight, but he was still coming up smacking people.
Yeah, I mean that. Look, he got time. He can put about 10 pounds on. He can put 5 pounds on before everything happens.
I was about to say if Zay's doing it, yeah, anybody can do it.
Hey.
All right, so when it comes to let's see, we had Miles. Let's see, Detroit was next on the clock, so they drafted recently. They drafted defensive end. I think they still go back to the well on defense, and they go with Miles Murphy. So this is kind of a double down situation for them. They could have went offense, but I think they double down, and they just make this defense into a full on beast.
Corner? Ain't get no corner replace old boy?
Nah, I think they went defensive line twice.
All right.
So they went with Tyree Wilson, and then they go with Miles Murphy because he was just still sitting there. I know they evaluated both players, probably evaluated both of them in, loved both of them, picked one before the other, got lucky. They slide in and get two of the top defensive linemen in the draft, Miles Murphy. And then Tampa Bay is sitting here just like gushing. They listen to Cam Rue. They don't came over to Couch Rider Raven. They got the show down, they sitting here listening to them right now. And they say, you know what? Cam is spot on. He's absolutely right. We're going with Devin Witherspoon.
They got a gem if he slide that far down.
And you got to figure this is a team that's going to have to sell a lot of their pieces in this next couple of years because they went all in for a championship to bring in all those players. Devin is going to be there for years to come and help this team defensively big time. All right, so here we go. Seattle is next on the clock. And they didn't listen to you. They didn't listen. They weren't listening to the podcast. They didn't hear your words, your evaluation of this particular player. They hard-headed sometimes. What we're going to do about them, I don't know. They went after Quentin Johnson, man. They went after Quentin Johnson.
Quentin Johnson?
It was sad. It's a sad moment in Seattle. Sometimes they just don't know how to listen.
They're going to get another version of
the Twin Towers.
Oh, the Twin Towers.
Yeah, well, it's gonna look like Chicago again.
All right.
They got their little Jay Cutler. Now they just need a big old tight end. All right. Speaking of tight ends, the next selection is a tight end. going to the Los Angeles Chargers. I mean, you cannot deny his size. He's huge. This guy is a beast out there. And, I mean, he really put Georgia on the map as far as their quarterback because of what he was able to do. Got to go with Darnell Washington to the Chargers. What do you think?
Oh, you got?
Yeah, Darnell Washington to the Chargers.
Oh, okay. They're gonna go with the big boy.
Yeah, I figure because they just signed Guyton back, they got the speed element. You got your guys who can go up and climb the ladder. You got Keenan Allen, who's a do-it-all. Why not give him another weapon that opens things up for these guys down the field? Darnell Washington going to the Chargers. What's up?
Now, before you go into our pick, I'm going. It shows in the NFL mock draft database simulator. If you guys ever use it, that's the NFL mock draft database simulator. They give suggestions of who you might want to pick. I'm gonna tell you the suggestions because right now, out of the top 50, number 13 is Bijan Robinson, the running back from Texas. So everybody between 1 and 19 has been picked, other than Bijan Robinson.
Okay.
20. So we got 20, Jordan Addison. 21, I forgot who was picked. I think that would have been Washington. Who knows? I can't remember. Somebody you said within the list. Anyway, 23 is Deontay Banks. 24 is Brian Branch, the safety. Deontay Banks obviously is the corner from Maryland. Right? 25 is the tight end from Notre Dame, Michael Mayer. 26 is Zay Flowers. This is their list as far as their top. Everybody got a different top 50, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And 27 is the tight end from Utah. We're not gonna get him. Obviously.
Well, the thing is, I got Dalton. I got Dalton Kincaid going at 28, so it's close.
Okay.
Not 27.
Okay, 20 and 28. I'm gonna stop right there. After 28 is Breece from Clemson, who I do like. If I'm pronouncing his last name right.
Okay.
All
so
right.
the players that's
So you want me to guess who we picking? Because I already got an idea.
I think we stick with what we know, right?
Are we going receiver?
Yep, we're going receiver.
You gonna bring the old boy back home? You gonna bring Jordan Addison home? Bring him back to Maryland?
He was an option. It was so I have 4 different options out there. I give you the ones before I tell you my pick. So I said because I got or.
Mm-hmm.
So the last option I was thinking because like I said I like the guy's tape. We need a burner. He's got a lot of twitch. Josh Downs. This was the very last option. Like this was if things are off the board. The wide receiver run came crazy through the 10 through 21 or whatever, and he's not there. I say the Ravens trade back, trade out of the first round, or maybe down some so they could actually get Josh Downs.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got Keely Ringo. It's one of those ones I'm thinking like, you trade back, grab a couple picks to like 27, and then hopefully Keely's there. And then, of course, Jordan Addison. Stay put.
You're not in the top. You're not in the first. They don't have him mocked as a first rounder.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Keely would be one of those ones. Like if DeCosta was like, "Hey, I want more picks," he goes and trades out of the first round and goes and gets Keely Ringo. Then, of course, staying put. If they're staying put, there's only 2 players I really want out of this bunch.
Mm-hmm.
And those 2 players, one of them is Jordan Addison,
mm-hmm.
and the other one is Zay.
Yeah, if we stay put, I would rather have Zay. I think Zay fits us more than Jordan Addison does, to be honest with you. But that's just my opinion on it.
Yeah. I'm like, I'd be happy with either one of them because, like, I mean, right now with what we have currently in-house, I'm happy to see Jordan be able to come in there and compete or Zay to come in there and be able to compete. Only person I feel bad for is Duvernay. Because with all these players coming in, getting him his reps he's gonna be a little frustrated.
My thing is this: like at one point in time, you're gonna have to pick a receiver because whether they start or they just get in the rotation, the truth be told, you're losing 2 receivers next year. You know, if they don't cut anybody, say James Prochet and Duvernay don't get cut, or Allen is there, like nobody get cut or traded, whatever.
Yeah.
Still losing. They still free agents next year.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to. Thank you, Brooke. You've been awfully quiet tonight.
She has been quiet.
Yeah.
She's probably playing on TikTok right now, and then she pops back in every once in a while.
So I would think that would be. But I think we could honestly. I think we could. I got a feeling we could probably trade back, and still, if we do get a receiver, we could probably still trade back and get a receiver in the first round. To be honest with you, if we decide that the Ravens decide to grab a receiver, or the only team that I do see a run on receivers, I see it happening in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Because Johnson may be going soon. I could see Jordan Addison going there, or Zay Flowers going there to replace Johnson. The Chargers, I could see that happening there. I know Minnesota, they could jump up ahead of us because they just, they lost what's the man that signed to Carolina. That was with Minnesota. Slot receiver. Can't think of it.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. I don't know why I have brain farts up here.
Help me out the list. I'm having a brain fart right now.
I'll tell you.
Huh?
I know. I was like, I said we know who you're talking about.
But I can see that happening. I don't think Quentin Johnson is worth the first rounder. It's just my
Adam Thielen.
Adam Thielen, right? So I can see them grabbing a receiver because they do need one to replace him that can play out the slot, and Addison could definitely play out the slot.
Hey, Brooke, we're sorry, man. We're sorry you're going through that.
I'm sorry.
All right, so we go through, and so we go next to now that Baltimore's pick is over, and we like I said we got Zay. Like their options that were still out there was Jordan Addison. Of course, we could have went with Cam Smith. There were different corners out there that probably were a little bit of a reach if we had went for in the first round, like Emmanuel Forbes, Clark Phillips. Who else was there? Because Devin was off the board already. Christian Gonzalez is off the board. Deontay Banks is still there, but I think like that would be one of those ones you trade a little bit further back to see if you can get slide to the back end of that first round to see if you can get him. Eli Ricks out of Alabama, one of those ones you can probably wait until second or third. And then of course there's like Caillou Blue Kelly. You can wait a while on that one, you'll be good. But let's move forward into Minnesota. I know a lot of people don't really care too much about the rest of these picks. I'm trying to go through those pretty fast. But Minnesota has some needs. I think we talked about that a little bit earlier. But Minnesota has corner, D-line, wide receiver, and cornerback. This is where they go Keely Ringo. I thought Keely was still a decent first-round pick type player. And there's other corners who could be considered rated above him. I just thought that Keely brought to the table, and him being on this top 100 list, still sitting in – where is he at? They got him at 26 on this report. And then moving to Jacksonville, D-line, cornerback, and offensive tackle are their needs. So I figured, screw it. The top running back on the board could go to Jacksonville because the guys they have as a starter right now is isn't he injury prone?
I don't think. I mean, he seemed to be good after last year.
Yeah,
It's just his rookie year. Last year he was well.
I think a good 1-2 punch there with Bijan Robinson would be a beast combination, and that actually helps Jacksonville improve and put more fans in the stands to have such a highlight reel running back there. And then New York been looking for a wide receiver, a number one wide receiver that they could use, or somebody that could. I'd say I wouldn't say wide receiver number one, but he can get some things done in the slot. I know you ain't the biggest fan of him, but he's sitting there on the board, and I doubt he slides out the first round. I got to go with Jordan Addison out of USC, and then running back again. 2 running backs in the first round, right? That's a little wild, right?
With Dallas?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So Dallas, I mean, of course, Zeke, what's up with Zeke? Zeke's not there, right?
No, he's gone.
Yeah, Zeke gone. And I mean, do they really believe that Pollard is going to be that dude, that the bell cow, the 100% of the carries? I don't think that he's that guy. I think they go ahead and slide in Jahmyr Gibbs, and Gibbs takes this team places. After that, we got Buffalo on the clock. Now, of course, Buffalo has been, they're talking about how they want to give more weapons to Allen offensively, but they still got to bolster that defense and keep it going. I think they have a pretty solid unit, but why not add another linebacker to the bunch just for the heck of it? Trenton Thompson, I think he would be a decent addition that just makes a strong unit even stronger for Buffalo. Next is Cincinnati. This is where I was just like, man, this is bull. I can't believe this is going to be.
I'm sorry, Trenton Thompson or Trenton Simpson?
I got Trenton Thompson here.
From where?
Cleveland?
From Cleveland?
Let me make sure I got that right.
What school?
Not Cleveland. Probably Clemson.
Clemson. Simpson.
I got CLE.
Yeah. It's Trenton Simpson.
Yeah, I don't know why I put CLE. I should have just put Clemson, spelled it all the way out.
They did lose Teron Evans, so I can see that happening. Go ahead. Cincinnati.
All right, next, Cincinnati, like I said, it's just going to tick us off because, like, while all these picks were going off of the board, they're just sitting here just waiting because they knew something still of value was going to slide down to them. And it's going to take everybody off because they already got an explosive receiving core. But to add a tight end on top of that is a phenomenal tight end, and Dalton Kincaid, it's not even fair. It's not fair. I feel like we should just blow this whole draft up and redo it because we should not allow a tight end like that to fall to the Cincinnati Bengals.
I mean, grab Deontay Banks.
Yeah. All right. So next is New Orleans. They on the clock. They need it says here they need quarterback, defensive line, and running back. They got the quarterback issue solved, and now they put a Band-Aid on it with Carr. Defensive line, running back, and of course, I think they just need to protect Carr. So I picked Osiris Torrance, guard, the UF. So, I mean, I can't, it's a safe pick. I mean, they spent all this flashy money everywhere else. Might as well solidify that line. Going over to Philly next. Philly's needs a safety, defensive line, and running back. So I think they were previously on the clock up here at number 10. They picked Kancey with their first selection at number 10, and they still had needs at safety and running back. The best safety in the draft is still sitting there. An opportunity for a Super Bowl team to get even better. Brian Branch goes to the Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly. They're going crazy over there. Fans going insane right now. They can't believe it. They're crying, hugging each other in Philly. It's a city of brotherly love until the first mistake, and then they toss everybody under the bridge. All right, then there's Kansas City. Champions. They're sitting on the clock. My son got on his red and white necklaces. He's got on his Super Bowl jersey. Cameron is excited because he's in Kansas City and he's waiting for his team to make the pick. And what do they do, man? What do you think they do?
Kansas City?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. They don't yawn like me. Jesus. I think they go defense, to be honest with you. And I don't think you already got to draft the first round to replace Clark last year. So I think they go defense. They can either go D-line or they can help on that back end. You still got 2 young corners out there. I think they go D-line. Maybe they go with Brees.
Okay.
What do you think? Where did you pick?
Well, I figured, they're gonna be depleted at wide receiver because Juju went to New England. So I went with the guy that I really wanted for the Ravens. If they traded back, Josh Downs. I figured an opportunity to give another weapon to this guy who just gets it done regardless. Give Pat Mahomes a full-on burner, a guy who's got twitch, a guy who can run routes with this dude is phenomenal at route running. He puts people on the typewriter. It's crazy. He's doing the MC Hammer, and the corners do not know where he's going next. I had to go Josh Downs out of North Carolina. And I found out some information, speaking of North Carolina, about my boy Storm Duck. He transferred to Penn State. So y'all be on the lookout next year for Storm Duck.
Josh Downs, you put Josh Downs is, well, the ranking, he's like number 51. But you got Josh Downs before Jalen Hyatt. So Jalen Hyatt is going to be able to, he's not even going to be trying to follow these ways you got going on here, sir. All right, so Josh Downs. So Pittsburgh has 2 first-round draft picks, which I really don't understand how, but whatever.
Got a question from a new individual here. I think it's Ian. I want to say it's Ian Geiger. Hey, thanks for coming through. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and smack that bell so you know what's going down. Hey, we got 7 people in the room, by the way. If y'all ain't hit that like button, go ahead and do that for me, please. All right, next, Ian says, what do you think about Anthony Richardson to the Ravens if they trade away Lamar? I'm going to let you go ahead, bro.
No, you good.
It's just, he gave me in my feelings right now. I really don't think that Lamar will get traded, I'll be honest. But let's just say that scenario happens. They are scheduling a meeting with AR-15, and then because they got to look at every possible scenario and do their homework.
Yeah, though, but it's what it is. But it's just more prevalent this year because of all the stuff with Lamar.
Yeah,
they do that every year. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
You good, man? I feel like if we trade Lamar and we got AR-15, it's gonna hurt. I'm gonna cry a little bit, be in the field position, hanging out here in the game room or whatever. Might do the live show, and I'll just be underneath the table, just laying down, crying a bit. Might have a couple of choice words. Might send the kids to bed or something. Might sit there and might just tell the wife, like, look, I'm just going to drive. Might not come back for a little while. Might be some pain. I might have to do some construction to the room. Maybe I had to call Nathan up and see if he'll do an edit for my daggone poster back here. I'm gonna cry. It's gonna be rough, but we're gonna get through it together. You know what I'm saying? Why are you bringing this up, bro? When you trying to bring this pain to me, you're bringing my pain to my soul right now. You hurt me, Ian. You hurt me. You cut me deep, bro. I'm hoping it don't happen. We are hoping here. We're thinking in positivity. We're gonna speak it into existence. Lamar is going to sign a deal before the draft. That's what we're hoping. Because if he don't, then of course his options, or he hurts the Ravens big time if he doesn't sign before the draft, because then they have to go in there thinking in that mindset of, do we replace this guy being he's not signing with us? Or, of course, we can't get the 2 first-round picks, or at least one of them can't be this year with that non-exclusive tag on there. So it's just like, all right, look, they got to be fully committed to him, which is what they've been saying in the media. So hopefully they are actually committed to him on paper as well. I'm hoping that AR-15 does not come to Baltimore, because if he does, then that's the end of the new 8 era, or new era 8s. Brooke he ain't going nowhere. Brooke already found him. She done found him at the grocery store. She probably got him sitting in the trunk, and she about to ride past the castle to drop him off so that he can go ahead and sign this deal.
No, even if he did, if that happened, God willing, it doesn't. We in rebuild mode. That's to be honest with you. Like, you spent money you spent money for no reason, because even if he is here, he's not going to start. He's not. I don't care how talented he is. He's not ready to start. He doesn't have the experience.
So let's say he does come to Baltimore and Lamar's gone. You think Huntley will still win that job?
Yeah. But right now, yeah.
Okay.
You thought, look, you can't, you can, it's just like a fighter, bro. You can be as talented as I don't know what. You get out there with somebody that did it before, you might have a problem. This is not it's not just about talent. From the neck down, you can have all the talent in the world. From the neck up, that's where you got to play chess. If you think you're gonna beat Mayweather because you fast and you know how you've been practicing and you got like 10 wins and he got 50, it ain't gonna happen that way. Everybody got a punch his chance.
Yeah, they had a guy who was 18 years old, and this dude was undefeated in the ring last week on UFC. Was it the week before? He gets in the ring with a guy who's 25 years old, who has a little bit more experience, and the guy's only lost one fight. And this 25-year-old showed this 18-year-old what was up. It was like a full-on tactician type battle. This 18-year-old came in there bullheaded, trying to, get the knockout fast, and because I think he was, he was just laying cats out early, or he was submitting people like crazy. The 18-year-old came in there and tried to put all these technical moves on, try to get him in the choke, got the guy from the back, pause, all this, and he had him to where he was about to choke him out. But this 25-year-old was a tactician, and because he had the experience, he was in the league, he was in the game longer, he went pro for longer. He beat the kid after the first round like it was nothing. And this is an undefeated guy. So, I mean, AR-15 can come in there with this developmental attitude and, doing his backflips and all this stuff. But, I mean, Huntley's been there. He's been there and faced some pretty good teams. Faced off against the Bengals and faced off against the Packers and took them to the wire. Huh?
I'm not even referring to that. I'm referring to the fact that not just that, when there's live bullets out there, you're not used to live bullets. It's a problem. I don't care if you played in the SEC, collegiate and pro is totally different.
Oh, yeah.
There's not been a quarterback that started in the league that has succeeded that's had less than 13 starts.
Yeah.
They have not succeeded. They haven't done well. Mr. Trubisky did not. I'm just using him for an example.
Yeah.
Did not do well. He only had 13 starts. Trey Lance, another one. He should have played that whole junior year. You see where he is. He has not done well, and all the talent in the world. That's what I'm saying. Like, you got all that talent. So if that happens, God forbid it does, we might as well get ready for the rebuild.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's a rebuild.
Brooks saying can't trade him to nobody because ain't nobody willing to take him because they have to pay him. Either sign him to the tag, a contract will be fine. He'll either sign a contract or he'll sign the tag.
Get the contract done.
So I think he's going to sign a contract. I think he's just like right now, like why come in and sign this tag and admit defeat on contract talks, because I think he's committed to that as well. I think the Ravens are too. They're just like, hey man, don't worry about coming in and signing that deal. We're gonna get you this deal that we want you to sign. I
think they wanted this was what they needed. It's a blessing because it's either you trying to find out what somebody's gonna offer you, or you trying to find out what the next man was gonna get. To find out where your lay of the land is. Now you see what he got, and he's been to the Super Bowl. Yes, he didn't win the MVP. You did win an MVP, but he was a runner-up, and he played tremendously well in the Super Bowl. Yep. So now at this particular time, and if you really can still compare the deals, Lamar still has a better deal than he does. Other than it being 255, his was 250.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Eric would be like, "Hey, look, we'll sweet, we'll throw an extra 5 on there.
256. Let's just get it done." Yep. With that 133 guaranteed at the signing, now it's starting to make sense. It's just starting to make sense now. You can make it 256. At 133 guaranteed is definitely.
Brooke, where are you getting at here? He says, "I'm glad he requested the trade. He should have done it years ago. It got us OBJ. Hopefully hot."
That's not but that's not the reason he requested it. But he requested it, and it might be in cahoots, but he requested it so he could try to see if somebody would bite, so they can get this deal done.
Yeah, he wanted the money.
They know what's going on. The other teams know what's going on. He
Yeah.
requests the trade all you want. They put the unrestricted tag on you. So you want the trade? Hey, we'll do this and that. This is how much we're gonna pay you.
Yeah, I mean, Baltimore was like, sure, you can request a trade, but we're gonna put this tag on you regardless because he requested the tag. He requested the trade 2nd March. Okay, Baltimore was like, all right, cool. You request a trade, go talk to people, figure out what you're worth,
But
and then come and see us.
I
We'll
think
leave this offer right here on the table.
I just think that was said, right? I think it was he may have requested a trade, but that was probably something predetermined by both of them. Like, look, you're not getting any type of traction at all by us putting this unrestricted tag on you. You know, non-exclusive tag on you, so you can go ahead and talk to these teams because you don't have an agent and you're not going out there to call them. You're not doing your due diligence. So
even if they put the exclusive franchise tag on him, and he said he wanted to trade, and then Baltimore would have had to go do the work because then they would have been the ones going to go talk to the other teams and see what his value was.
right.
And then Baltimore would say, okay, well, here's our value on this player. You're going to give us
Your value.
first rounders probably instead of the 2 first rounders.
And nobody wants to do that. So he requested it because that was his right. But you know what, I do appreciate the fact that he said he wouldn't come back to the table unless you try to get OBJ or give me some help. That's basically that I do.
Yeah, I just think he got to understand that void stuff. If he could understand what happened with the void years on Odell's contract and that Baltimore took a huge chance in doing that in good faith that Lamar would come back to the table. Now he wants Nuke as well, and he's not willing to come back to the table until he signed. It's going to hurt the Ravens significantly. And I think the second that let's just say they go through it, they go ahead and give up a 3 and a 5 to bring Nuke to town. It brings Nuke to town. They sign him to the same type of deal that Odell had, and they stick all these void years on the contract. And let's just say Lamar comes in, Lamar signs to try and get Nuke to renegotiate so they could eliminate those void years and get him his bag. You can't tell me he's not going to be like, oh, y'all need me to sweeten this deal, so y'all going to have to sweeten the deal. They're going to have to renegotiate again to get him to agree to terms to stick with the team and not screw them over in void money.
Yeah, I mean,
because they'll know he'll have the upper hand.
Well, they said that it's either one of the two, so you know they can't, which is understandable that they can. I understand people saying no, they can do both, but technically, do you really want to do both? Because if you don't sign OBJ to a deal next year, now you $6 million in the hole for doing the void years. So that's why if y'all watch the presser, that's why I heard the concept was like, we did what we had to do for this year. Hopefully, we're able to get the deal done so he'll be here for years to come. You got it. It's no hopefully. They probably working on that. Like, look, we coming back to the table like the middle of the season to talk about this deal because you losing. If you rent the guy for a year and you lose out on him, don't get the contract done with him, then now you in the whole 11.9 million.
Yeah, and I think if he don't get this deal done before this season starts, that's where he loses $20 million.
No,
that's where that $20 million will go down the hole.
Who you talking about?
Lamar.
No, I wasn't talking about Lamar. I'm talking about OBJ.
Okay. Yeah.
I said if they don't, they have to get a deal because with the void years, they don't get the deal done before the next season starts. A new deal with him. They don't get an extension done. They lose 11.9 million.
Yeah, and I think he's one. I think the reason he signed for 1 year is because Lamar's here for 1 year, according to what he's basically going to sign if he don't get a deal done. And Odell wants to be able to prove himself,
right? And
Odell wants to be able to play with Lamar.
Right.
And if Lamar ain't here next year, I know he ain't signing. I know he was like, "Hey, I'm not committing if Lamar's not here." And 2, I might blow it up for the Ravens, no matter who the quarterback is. Show everybody out there that I still got it, and I want my bag like Tyreek.
If Lamar's not here next year and OBJ did 1 year, then the Ravens did the stupidest deal they could have done.
Yep.
So,
but they took a risk. They took a risk because of Lamar.
Risk, but you taking a risk in faith that hopefully, you know, your boy come out on the other end. I don't know how Lamar's thinking. Obviously, none of us do. But I'm gonna tell you like this: if I'm him and nobody wants me, I ain't trying to go there. I'm good right where I am.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care we can play secret squirrel all day. I'm good. The only team that's offering me the dough, some dough, is the one where I am. So
if I got a whole bunch of general managers like that are coming out immediately saying, I'm not in on them. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Why would I want to go negotiate a deal with somebody who was not interested in me in the first place when I got an entire organization, an entire city, and a GM and a backup GM that loves me, that wants to try and make a reasonable deal with me if I can get off my high horse for a second and realize, hey, this is the team that wants you. Don't nobody else out there want you. I want you. they sitting there and they putting everything out there, like in the media and also hopefully in the contract terms, to say, hey, we want you, but we cannot go absolutely bonkers with the Deshaun Watson deal. It just is not realistic.
That's it.
All right. Let's see what she's saying here. I'm going to start off the camera just for a second.
We know, Brooke. Brooke, you're correct. No Lamar, no OBJ. And the OBJ, you're right. He knows something's going on, but obviously he didn't sign to play with Snoop. I would hope that he didn't sign just to play with Snoop.
I think that press conference was kind of telling that OBJ has no acting skills. Yeah. That he clearly knows something. The way he said, Lamar, if you're listening, it would be great to work with you. There was no acting behind it. He does not get any type of Grammy, nothing.
You not the Oscar for that. Nothing.
No Oscar, no nothing. Do not collect $200. Do not pass go. Nothing on that. That was a terrible acting performance. He knows something is about to be put down.
Right. So, and hey, Lamar. I think Lamar was dancing because he probably knew Jalen Hurts was about to get paid, so he next in the line to get paid to find out what's going on. So.
Now, I mean, when they go back to Brooke's comment here, she says, no plan with Snoop. I mean, didn't Snoop have a workout with Odell?
When?
Recently?
I don't know.
I thought he did.
I didn't know about that.
I think it was just before he signed. But, yeah, it was just, like, nice to see, that they were actually doing a little workout together on Instagram. Yeah. All right, Shane says Brooke had the good old D-Hop video.
Oh,
so she had the video, or no, she took it from Instagram or something like that, where D-Hop was on the boat and he showed his camera and it showed a video. The video was showing Lamar on it.
In Florida?
Yeah, just hanging out in the boat.
Yeah.
Here's what it is. We're sitting here in an hour and 44 minutes. As far as the draft goes, whatever like that was just me pulling, just grasping at straws, sitting here going with best player available based off of team needs. That's kind of what it was. I think Cameron's version will probably be a little bit more of the expert style than mine.
I'll see y'all Wednesday, sucker.
We'll definitely get into that.
I see with mine.
Absolutely. But, as usual, we thank y'all for coming through. Thanks for tuning in to the home of Original Sports Perspective from our cast of yours. It's just
I ate the salad already. Shane, you late. I ate everything. I had a nice meal, sir.
Which one late now? Who late?
Shane, you talking about with the salad. I ate everything, sir. Salad, rice, had lamb chops. I'm good.
Let's see. Okay, Adit says, I think the Ravens make a trade around draft day. Maybe D-Hop, maybe Queen. Who knows? I think Queen gone. Queen gone for sure.
I don't think he's going to Arizona, but he gone.
He gone somewhere. Somebody got a nice little trade ready for this cat. And it's gonna be nice to see like Baltimore get a few more picks for a couple of players, and then maybe one is going to upset us. And I'm just going to put it out there. I think Dude might get traded because I mean, honestly, with all these players coming in, I would be upset.
I could see that happening. He's at the voluntary workouts today, so that's a good thing to see.
Mm-hmm.
Him, Tylen, and James were there, but I could see Dude. I could see Dude doing that. But Queen is not going to go to Arizona. Queen probably going to go someplace else on a trade because they don't need him in Arizona. They got 2 young linebackers.
Yeah.
So that's definitely not going to be it.
It's gonna be a package deal wherever he goes. I think they go find a way to send Queen and Dude to get a decent second round pick.
Either that or first and something else.
Mm-hmm.
Or second and something else. If it's for a first, I can see it, but for at least a second and one
That's
other.
I'm thinking second, maybe a fifth. You know,
you're gonna get 2. You're gonna get 2 out of them things if you're gonna get both of them. They ain't gonna be a first rounder because Queen his past 2 years, like he's played well enough that you got to give him like he's worth at least a second round pick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
But he is a linebacker though.
Unless you catch him in open space, then he's gonna miss tackles like crazy. But throw a little shade.
We'll see.
All right, but we gotta get rolling, folks. We gotta get rolling. So appreciate y'all coming through to the home of Original Sports Perspective from our couch to yours. And make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe, and smack that bell so you know when it's going down.
It might happen like that.
Yeah, we'll see you on Wednesday. I don't know what we're doing on Wednesday, but we're gonna do something fun on Wednesday as well.
I have my draft ready, brother.
All right, Cameron will have his draft ready, folks. Hey Nathan, you want to make that graphic? Go ahead, bro. We appreciate you. All right, y'all take care.
Salute.
2 claps. Fade to black.
Good night.
Introducing the Couch Rider Raven Report. Let's go. Ravens. Couch Rider. Raven. We gon' ride out. Raven. Couch Rider. We gon' ride out.
For some of you Twitter gangsters, this is just a hobby, original sports perspective. You can't stop me. Couch Rider Report, it's reflective. Please respect it. You will get checked, and your knowledge will be tested. I ain't the coldest Raven, but this is my show. Shout out to the Barry White rap for the beat, though.